Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome. I'm excited to have so many of you here, especially those of you who haven't signed up yet for the trip. But this trip was 3 years in the making. Some of you were involved in the pre-planning stages. When I got the outrageous price to do this trip, you said, yeah, let's do it because I think it'll be fun. So we did it. How did the trip get started? About 3 years ago, I saw the offerings of Il Chiostro on the internet about what they do with their retreats at San Fedele. Amazing location, amazing people. Mike and Linda are fantastic people. They run an amazing program. And for us to be able to slide into their arts creativity program with our photography, to me, is very exciting. So this was a trip my wife and I did in June. We went exactly the same week that we're going to be going. I wanted to see the weather, what it was like, the tourist situation, everything, because we wanted to try to make it as much like what we're going to see as possible so that I could explain to you. So I'm going to try to make it brief, make it exciting. I'll answer any question that I have. Know that some of the arrangements are still fluid. We're still working on some of the stuff to put it all together. But I'm excited to go to Italy with you. Go ahead and leave it open, Joyce. I'm excited to go to Italy. I mean, Italy is fantastic. How many of you have been to Italy before? Great, and that's why you're going back, right? Right. Absolutely, yes. So we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna be exploring the old streets of the hill country in Tuscany. We're gonna see some beautiful scenery and amazing things. So these are all the pictures that I took on that week in June. Yes. Oh, great, thanks, Donna. We're gonna meet some amazing people, and you're gonna get to do some fun shopping, ladies and gentlemen. So there'll be time for that. I'm sensitive to that. And we're just going to experience the small, little country towns in central Italy and how beautiful it is. So what are you excited about going to Italy? Why are you excited about going to Italy? Anybody want to share? Food, Donna, thank you. Anybody else? What? Wine. Well, vino. El vino de casa. Yes, exactly. So the history, right? The architecture, the art, the food. Exactly right, because they don't make Italian food any better than Italy, right? The wine. So ladies and gentlemen, our hotel, the San Fedele, is in the middle of the Chianti Classico region in Italy. We're the only place in the world you can get real Chianti, fresh, right off the vine. I mean, they pick it and put it right in your glass, right, Mike? I'm lying. Anyhow. So, does anybody have any questions about the travel, the weather, the lodging, the food, the culture, the money? We're going to go over most of that, but anything that's burning in you right now? Okay. I know, how many of you feel like you are seasoned travelers and pretty good to go internationally? Okay, anybody? So Sherry Ann, not?
I've done some traveling, but nothing on my own.
Karen, not a lot of international? Okay. But so just to let you know, Italy's real easy. You don't need a visa. All you need is a valid passport. You buy your plane ticket, you get on the plane, you get off, they stamp it, you're good to go. That's it. Customs going backwards and forwards is like non-existent, right? So just amazing fun. So we're going to Italy. We are going to start in Firenze, Florence, Italy. How do you get there? For us, for Cheryl and I, yes, Jeff? Yeah, go ahead, thanks. So we flew direct to Florence, but you can't fly direct to Florence. So we flew on Delta Air France, LA to Paris, Paris to Florence. Easy flight, it was straight through, right? 90-minute layover in Paris is enough time to just get you to the airport, boom. Some of you are gonna go to Rome, and then you can either fly from Rome or you can take a train. It depends. Most of the people I've talked to are going to do an extension, whether at the beginning or the end. Either go to Rome, go to Venice, do whatever you want. All of that is possible from Florence. Our hotel is 20-minute drive to the airport or a 10-minute cab ride to the train station. Your choice, right? So, okay, any questions about that? So what am I doing? I don't know yet. So Cheryl has never been to Italy before, so we are probably going to do Rome at the beginning, right? She is deciding whether she wants to do Paris. I think the last time we talked, she was going to let the airfare decide, which was the cheapest way to go. So whether we spend a couple nights in Paris and then on to Florence, or go to Rome, do Rome, and then take the train up. Either way. So what's the schedule? 3 days in Florence. So we start, I believe, so the 6th, which is, I believe, a Wednesday. So we have Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night in Florence. And then Saturday, the people from San Fedele take us up to San Fedele. We have 6 nights. So we start on Saturday, we end in Saturday in San Fedele, which is out of Siena. So we're gonna have plenty of time at both places for relaxation, for touring, for shopping, all those kinds of things. Okay? What was the weather when we were there? It was so funny because when we were there in June, the weather in Italy was exactly the same weather we had here. 70 to 80 in the daytime, mid-50s in the evening. So if you're sensitive to the cold, you may need a sweater in the evening after dinner or early in the morning. Middle of the day, it was for me shorts and a shirt, and it was just fine. You know, the sun is bright, you're gonna need a hat, all of that. We had a little bit of rain, you know, just normal weather. Any questions about that? The hotel Michelangelo in Florence is on Via del Michelangelo, right under Piazza Michelangelo. It's across the Arno River from downtown Florence. It's an amazing hotel. It's beautiful. It's reasonably priced. There is no food service at the hotel. So usually in Europe you get breakfast or dinner with the hotel. Here we get nothing. But right around the corner is a coffee shop, a bar, a cafeteria for breakfast and dinner if you want. We're going to plan dinners out together, right? So, I thought you left already, Bill.
About 12 more hours.
Okay.
10 more hours.
All right, good. So, Hotel Michelangelo is awesome. It's an old, big family home that has been converted to a guest house. Awesome. And the Borgo San Fedele, we'll talk about San Fedele, beyond belief. Absolutely beyond belief. Not fancy, but the history and being there, it's one of those special places that I've been to in the world where it takes your breath away to be there. So that's our logic.
Mark, will you
Yes.
explain that picture?
Yes.
What is it?
So this is the hotel in Florence.
Okay.
This is the hotel in, and you're gonna see a ton of pictures of this one, so that's why I picked that
Thank
one.
you.
Right?
I thought one was on top of the other.
No. So if you look real carefully, this is room 2 and room 3, and next is the stairway up. So there's 3 buildings with rooms in it at San Fedele, right? I know some of you are gonna request bottom floor rooms. That's already been taken care of, by the way.
Woo!
Thank you. So they have the sporter vans for us at San Fedele. We don't know yet. We think the vans may be with us in Florence. That's not been arranged yet for the times that we're together. So the time in Florence will be about half planned and half unplanned. So if you want to get around in Florence in the unplanned time, it's taxi or walk. So I just don't know how much people are going to want a museum and regular tourists or photo or shop or whatever. So we'll talk about Florence in just a minute. Okay? So, Florence, Firenze, the city of the Renaissance. We will start with a guided city tour and then a private tour that we have arranged to go to some of the highlights of Florence. Half the time in Florence you'll be on your own. Now that doesn't mean you're forced to be on your own. You're always welcome to come with me, right? And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to go do this and this and this. And if you want to tag along, you're welcome. No, I don't want to do that, Mark. This is my 4th time in Florence. I don't need to go see David again, right? I'm going to go do this instead. You're welcome to do that. You know, we went to this little shop and I want to go back to that shop because I need another leather belt, right? That's all, you're all welcome to do that in Florence, right? You can walk. We walked, when we walked 21 miles that day, it's 15 minutes from the hotel across the river to by the Uffizi Gallery, right? 15-minute walk, right? It's 20 minutes to Piazza Michelangelo, the viewpoint up above. Now, it's not an easy 15-minute walk because it's like this, straight up the hill. But it's 15 minutes walk. It's less than a mile. So, okay. So Florence, the heart of Tuscany, the beginning place of the Renaissance, the home of the Medicis, an amazing city. This is in front of the old city hall, the original location for David. He is now in the museum, right? Inside the museum and inside, no. This is, which one, Mike?
I think that's the courtyard for the Uffizi.
It's, yeah, it is the courtyard for the Uffizi because the Ponte Vecchio is here and that's the river right there. Yes. All this, yeah, I was there 4 days. It all is like one giant blur to me. So, but that's the courtyard. You line up for the museum
So you
here.
took that picture?
No, it's on the
Okay.
internet. You couldn't take that picture when I was there.
Yeah.
It's all under construction. So that's the other thing you have to remember about Europe, gang. Half of it is under construction, right? So to walk in here, this is tarps, you know, canvas tarps with down both sides of the aisle, right? This is in the Central Plaza in Florence. Just awesome. I mean, the artwork, the statue is beautiful. The door to the side of the gallery. The back of the Duomo in Florence. Just absolutely beautiful. Fantastic. You know, when we were there, I didn't get to go in the Duomo. I didn't go in because I just didn't have the time to wait 20 minutes to go in. We didn't go in any of the museums because I had a day and a half to walk all of Florence. Because I wanted to walk it. I wanted to be able to tell you how long it takes to get from here to there, right? So what we're going to do is everybody's going to get a Firenze card as part of the trip. So that will give you access to 90% of the museums and everything without having to wait in line. So there's 2 entrances to all of the museums. So wait in line, or if you have the Firenze card, right? This is the Arno River. That's one of the old towers. The Piazza Michelangelo, the Piazza Michelangelo is here, and our hotel is right there, right? On Via del Michelangelo. This is the Ponte Vecchio, the old famous bridge. And I've got like 10 pictures of it here because every time you're going back and forth across the city, you either cross the bridge or go by the bridge. And it's just so beautiful and so amazing, right? So this would be on the upstream side in the afternoon, and there's a park here for the rowing club. And it was just so beautiful. I mean, there were guys out, you know, in their skinny little Italian bathing suits in the sun. I didn't put them in the picture. But I thought the rowboat with the bridge, yeah, it's just awesome fun, right? And there's the rowing club out for the afternoon. And this is from Piazza Michelangelo above the city. There's two beautiful churches up there, great stuff to see. And like I said, this is 15-minute walk from the hotel. So this was late in the afternoon. Actually, no, this was about 7:30 at night. When Cheryl and I were up there, we thought it was late in the afternoon. We looked down at our watch. Holy crap, it's 7:30, right? And then I went up first thing in the morning. I got up, I was up there by 8 o'clock, and it was awesome. Right? That's late in the afternoon again. And this is the classic view of Florence that you always see. And just down in the town, the motorbikes, it's just so much fun. Santa Croce Church, that's actually right across the river from our hotel. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. That's the Duomo at night. I did make one night walk with tripod. It was awesome fun. I am going to bring a small tripod on this trip because I just want to be able to go out at night. I'm not going to carry it during the day, and don't carry it during the day because you won't be allowed into anything with it, right? Small camera bag. So this is what I took, and I had no problem anywhere. So I've been told that some of the museums you have to check this. So they have lockers or a cloakroom that you can't take it around with you. You can take camera around your neck, but you can't take a bag. So ladies, your purse also not allowed in many of the museums. This is the Ponte Vecchio at night. And this was like 11 o'clock at night, and there were thousands of people out on the street, sitting on the wall, eating ice cream, drinking beer, or whatever, just out hanging at night. It was awesome fun. This is at the Plaza of the Revolution, or Plaza of the Republic, right downtown in Florence. There was a carousel and a little fair set up. Just great fun. So where are we going to eat in Florence? Cheryl and I found two amazing restaurants. This is the owner of one of them. And he said, "You want to bring your group? 25 Americans? Sure, why not?" And so we're going to try to make that part of the, so the two restaurants we went to, awesome fun. Here's the chef at the other restaurant, and he said, 25 Americans? Do they tip? So anyhow, we're going to try to put that in. This stuff all, it's a year in advance. Nobody in Europe wants to talk to me yet about next June. Oh, no, we're not talking about that. They'll pick us up and we'll drive. It's about 2 hours to San Fedele, just outside of Siena. This is our retreat. San Fedele is a monastery built in the 10th century. It was an artistic monastic community, which means they wrote books, drew, that kind of monastic society. It was the local church for the local parish. You'll get to meet Niccolo and his wife, who currently own the property. The monastery was abandoned in the 1980s. Niccolo and his wife bought it about 10 or 15 years ago. Took them 8 years to restore it. I don't know how much they bought it for. I don't know how much they cost to restore it. But somebody asked Niccolo while we were there, "So how did you afford this?" "Oh, I was the second largest cell phone importer in Italy." My wife and I got tired of that life and we retired, and this is what we want to do with the rest of our life. And he's young, he's mid-40s. They have a 10-year-old son who's out cruising around. You'll get to hear the whole story of the restoration. This is the old church. That's the oldest building on the property. So San Fedele is right here. It's about 10 minutes on the freeway and about 15 minutes on a dirt road out of Siena. You can see Siena not from the property because the hills face the wrong way. From down the road, you overlook Siena. You'll see a picture in just a minute. So this is the reception office. Next to it is the dining room. The church is now the meeting room classroom. So when we get together to share and talk, it will be in the church. Next to the church is the dining room, and you'll see the dining room and see some of the amazing stories about the dining room. And then there's also, in the old stable, a video room where we'll do image reviews at night with a projector and screen and all that. So to my right, as I'm looking, I'm in the courtyard. To my right is the breakfast room and half of the guest rooms. And to my left is the other building you saw with the other half of the guest rooms. So we were there, Cheryl and I were there with two groups of painters. 6 watercolorists, six oil painters. There's the other room there. You can see the big room to your left is the bedrooms. And it's just an amazing retreat. And it's so quiet, it's so beautiful, it's so peaceful there. So this is the front driveway. This is inside, doing a painting class inside the church. This is at the breakfast courtyard by the breakfast room, just out over the hillside. That's the back property. This is one of the bedrooms. That was the room I stayed in. This is the chef. And you'll see the frescoes are from the 12th century. And you eat dinner underneath these frescoes. So Nicola will tell you the story. It took 2.5 years to restore the frescoes. So when he bought the property, the whole inside of the church and the dining room now were this pale blue, like hospital color, right? And as they were restoring, they didn't know what was underneath there. But under 7 coats of paint, they found these frescoes. Yeah. And how do they find them? By accident. How did they restore them? 2 women with cotton balls, distilled water, and linseed oil rubbing off the old paint until they went through blue, orange, green, I don't know, whatever, until they got to the paint. And they would do a 6-inch square at a time, just all the way down. Yeah. Amazing. 2.5 years it took. And he'll tell you stories of the frescoes and all that, because they think they know who is in each of the frescoes and what it means. So we are in the Chianti Classical region. So Bill?
DOCG.
Yes? Well, so the black rooster means that this is a real Chianti,
Right.
made and bottled in the place that can call it Chianti. Now, this is really cool, because every night at dinner at San Fedele is a urn of Chianti on the table that's bottomless. So as soon as that urn gets a little bit empty, what happens? A new one magically appears beside you. So we will have a visit to a winery, which you'll see in a little bit. Because we were only there a couple nights, we missed a wine tasting dinner that they have. So their program is pretty set. Saturday you arrive, Sunday you have a barbecue lunch, Sunday evening we go to the winery, Monday night is spaghetti night, Tuesday night is lasagna night, Wednesday night is wine tasting night. You know, we only were there for 2 nights. So, but the Chianti is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And we'll get to go and buy. Cheryl and I bought 2 cases of wine when we were there. The wine is amazingly cheap. It was like $12 a bottle. It costs it's almost as much to ship it home as it did to buy it. Right? We bought grappa, and we bought olive oil, and we bought vinegar. So when we were there at the winery, all amazing stuff. So this is just the hillside behind, with another little house up on the hillside above. That's the door to room number 4. This is one of the bedrooms off of the breakfast garden. It's just beautiful. It's amazing. There's the lily pond again. The church under a different, and actually this is the door to the breakfast room under the afternoon light, because the church is right here. That's Massimo. He's the helper guy. He works for Nicolo, driving the truck, bringing stuff, emptying the garbage. That's Massimo. He was so happy with this picture. I took it when we were there. I showed it to him. I sent him a copy. He says, "My mother has never seen me this good." The forest right outside. This is out the front gate. You can actually walk up here, and the cemetery for San Fedele is just behind this little forest. If you want to go visit the cemetery, you can. Very interesting story Nicolo told me. Does everybody know when cemeteries started? 1500s. Because where were you buried before that? Underneath the church. In the crypt underneath the church. So, yeah. So one of the hardest things they did when they rebuilt the church, they had to clear all of the bodies out of the crypt underneath the church. Because they made that, they dug that out, that's where they put the kitchen, the laundry, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, he'll tell you about the special permission they needed, and the local priest was there, and the guy from the historical society at the university, and just, yes. This is the view from right up the road. There's Siena. And this is with a 200mm lens. But that's the view. That's what it looks like at San Fedele. This is the little town just up the road from San Fedele, where we turn right. This is where the pavement ends and the dirt road begins. Right? So you turn right down there and go right up here to San Fedele. The vineyards on the little road you drive in. This is not walking distance from the lodge, but this is what it looks like. On Sunday night, we'll go to Fattoria del Corsignano. That's where we had the amazing Chianti. It's our first real dinner together in San Fedele. It's a winery. If you don't know, Fattoria means a farm that sells where you can go eat. So this is really farm to table, and it's farm to table both wine and food. I don't know what they're going to serve us there, but one of my friends who's been to Italy many times says, "Mark, when you're in Tuscany, you need to have the wild boar."
Yes.
We had wild boar for dinner that night. It was, it's not a big piece of meat. It was a plate of pasta with boar stew on the top. Donna's licking her lips at the back right now. Yes, exactly right. And a mushroom plate and a cheese plate and wine tasting with dinner. It was just, and they also have Peroni too. And Moretti. And we got a tour of the winery, of the winery. So this is their Chianti. I love it. Beautiful. So this was just, it was all dusty like this because it was sitting in the back. You see the big barrels and then the bottles. That was just amazing. That's the door to the winery. This is the door to the wine cellar.
What's that paint?
The yoke.
It looks like a pair of feet.
Yes, I know. It's a yoke.
Okay.
Right? Now, how many of you have seen one of these Fiats in real life? Right? That is the original clown car. They're like this long. and this big, right? And you